Hi, everyone. This is Allison Bickle and Elizabeth Della Rova from GiveSignup. We're going to go ahead and get this webinar started in a minute. Sorry for the volume confusion. So just to give you guys a quick intro, GiveSignup is a new division of RunSignup that we launched about 2 weeks ago at our annual summer symposium. GiveSignup expands the technology of RunSignup to offer more custom free solutions for our nonprofit customers. Today, our GiveSignup intern, Elizabeth Della Rova, is going to walk you guys through how to create a ticket event, going through every step from the ticket event wizard to customizing your event. She's going to go through a couple of different scenarios. At the end of the webinar, we're going to look at questions. Depending on our time that we have available, we'll answer some of them. If we aren't able to answer your question during today's webinar, we'll be sure to follow up in an email afterwards. We'll also send a follow-up recording of this webinar, as well as notes on how you can create your ticket event on GiveSignup.
All right, so this is what we're going to go over today. I'm going to go through the ticket event wizard, which is 5 steps. I'll show you the ticket event dashboard, which has even more advanced settings for your event. And we'll go over customizing your event website, adding event directors. We'll go through the store and setting up donations for your event. And then I'll just go through some best practices for configuring your event at the end. So I'm going to get started with an event that I started to set up. So to get to this screen, you have to go to givesignup.org and click Create Event. That's the quickest way to get there. So this is the ticket wizard. As you can see, this is the first step. I've already filled in all the information on this step. This is just the basic information about your event, like the event title, the description of your event. Obviously, you would want to include more information than I did. Down here, you'll add your contact email. This may not be your email. It might be a general email for your nonprofit or for your event if you have one. This is just the email that would appear as the reply to on any emails that you send out from the dashboard. And this is what would receive any contact questions from your website. Here you can include links to external websites or your Facebook page. So I added givesignup.org as one for an example, and you can customize the text over here that goes alongside of it. You can add a location for your event or not. If you don't want to add a street address, you can just uncheck this, and you don't have to include one. Down here is where you set up your event visibility. So if you start setting up an event but you're not ready to publish it, you can make it a draft. You can also set it to private. I have mine on public. So I'm actually on our test server right now. So when we get to step 3, I'm going to show you a couple differences between what's currently on production and what's on test, because we just did a release today. So quickly, let's go through how to set up some ticket groups. So ticket groups and ticket levels are how we classify the different options for your tickets for an event. So I've already set up one ticket group for Friday morning. So for this golf tournament, we're going to have a Friday morning round and a Friday afternoon round. So the ticket group is called Friday morning, and I gave it a description here. And then I set up 3 ticket levels, one for 8 a.m., one for 8:30, and one for 9 o'clock. You can include descriptions for these as well if you want to. I recommend keeping these descriptions pretty short if you decide to include them, because the way that they display on the event website, if you have a really long one, it can look kind of funky, and I'll show you that at the end when we go through some website examples. So let's go through and set up a second ticket group just so you can see the process. I'm going to click Add a Ticket Group here, and we'll name it Friday afternoon. The event type is going to be general event. We'll say come golf with us again. And then, so this is the start and end times for your ticket group. This is not the purchased open and close dates. That will be set up in a different step. This is the actual time that your event is going to be happening. So I made this event for Friday, August 16th. And this part of it will be from 1 p.m. to, we'll do 5 p.m. Okay, so now let's set up some ticket levels. So you have to have at least one ticket level for every ticket group. So you're going to have one pre-filled one here that's just called ticket. But obviously for most events, you're going to want to rename it. So for this, I'm going to make it 1 o'clock tea time. So for this, because it's a golf tournament, you might want to have multiple different times for golfers to start, and this is a way of organizing that. So when someone goes to buy a ticket, they know what time their tea time is, so they know what time to show up. So I'm going to have a 1 o'clock tea time. I'll do a 1:30 tea time as well. So I have 2 ticket levels in 1 ticket group. And then for the first ticket group, I had 3 ticket levels. You can add as many levels and groups as you like. Some events will need a lot, and some might only need 1 or 2. If you have a really simple event like a dinner or something, you might only need 1 ticket group and 1 ticket level. Okay. So this is step 3, purchase. So Friday morning ticket group, we're going to set up our pricing for it and the purchase period. So purchase is going to open on the 30th, which was yesterday. This one I actually went ahead and started to set this one up a little bit. So I already have prices here. So this is very flexible. If you have maybe different times that you want your prices to increase, so say maybe the day of the event you want it to be more expensive, you could set up multiple purchase periods and make it say $80 or something for the day of the event. Or you can just have 1 purchase period like I have right now, and it's just 1 flat cost for every ticket level. You can also make different prices for each ticket level, and you can also, over here where it says when there are 1, 2, you can make different prices depending on the number of tickets that someone is buying. So here, if we make it when there are 1 to 3 total tickets sold at any level, if we hit enter there, it'll come up and say when there are 4 to. So say I want anyone who's buying more than 4 tickets to get a little discount. So I'll make it their tickets cost only $65 if they buy more than 4. And then over here, we can customize personal information collection. So you can require as much information as you like from your ticket buyers and then also from your ticket holders. So first name, last name, and email address are all required. You can require a password if you like. Most events you won't need to do that. You can also require things like gender, date of birth. Most of this you won't need for simple events like dinners. Depending on your type of event, you might need some of it. Some nonprofits might want to collect address from their attendees so they can send them a thank you letter or just have that information for their records. You can also collect this information from your ticket holders. So this was the information just for the person actually buying the tickets. But down here, if you want, you can collect information for each individual person attending your event. I'm not going to do that for this golf tournament. These are registration caps for your ticket groups and ticket levels. We have a bunch of different ticket caps. They're very flexible, so you can set it up in any way that you need for your event. I just did some simple individual ticket level caps. I don't want more than 24 people in each of the tea times for this ticket group. Let's quickly set up a pricing period for our Friday afternoon group just so you can see the process one more time. So we'll have it open today and end on the day of the event. And we'll just make it simple. Any amount of tickets that they're buying are going to be $75 each. I'm not going to require any personal information. I am going to set a simple cap of 100 tickets for any level. Okay. This is just your waiver settings. So if you want to include a waiver for your event, for a golf tournament, you might want to do that. You can do that, and then you can choose from these options for how you want to collect that waiver and what information you need from the people who are signing it. I'm not going to do one for this. All right, the fourth step of the wizard is payment. This is just where you choose what processing fee settings you want. So in this case, I'm just having everything be paid by the registrant, donor, customer, but you can also do it so that your nonprofit absorbs that fee, or so you split it with the person buying tickets. You add your payment account here, and then this is where you can customize the description that it would appear on someone's credit card statement. All right, so now we are all finished with the wizard. Step 5 is just 2 buttons where you can choose if you want to view your website or customize now. So this will bring you to the dashboard. So this is your ticket event dashboard. It looks very similar to the race dashboard, just with fewer tabs and options on this side here. So we are on the customize your event page screen. So this is just where you choose the color scheme you want for your website, and then down here you can actually add a custom color scheme like I did here. Here you can add your logo. You can upload your own banner, or you can use one of the ones that we provide. Here's where you would add social links, and these would appear on your website. And then this is where you can change custom wording. So for this one, I've changed anywhere the word event appeared on the website, I changed it to say golf outing. So I can show you right here. This would normally say event information if I left it, but because I changed it in the custom wording section, it now says golf outing information. So that's another way to customize your event, especially if you don't want to use the word event, depending on what the nature of your nonprofit event is. Okay, and then save the setup, and this is where you would set up a domain with your event. So if you want to have that customized URL that either is a subdomain to maybe your nonprofit's main website, or if you have a domain that's just for your event, you can put that in here. And we have detailed step-by-step instructions on our support section on our blog. So if you're interested in domains, you can either check those out or you can reach out to us. We also have a webinar on the RunSignup webinars if you want to see that. Okay, this is we just moved these settings out of the wizard today. So these are another type of caps. You can do this across ticket groups. So if you want to set a ticket cap, say 100 total tickets across 2 ticket groups or something, then you could limit that. So that way, if 100 tickets are sold in one of your ticket groups and 0 sold in the other one, they're both shown as sold out. Depending on the nature of your event, that may or may not be necessary. It's not necessary for the event I'm setting up. But that's just another example of our really flexible caps. Over here, we have some settings. This is just displaying how you want your tickets to display on your website. So we have some options for hiding sold out ticket groups and ticket levels. This is the quick buy option here. So this is these buttons here are what we call our quick buy options. So if you click this and then click register for the tournament, it'll take you right to the purchase screen. So that's where you would enable that. It's actually automatically enabled, but if you want to unenable it or go in here and change the settings, you could do that. And then this is just how you display your ticket groups on your site. Okay, let's talk about, this is where you would add event directors. So you would type in an email address and then they would be able to access your event. You can add as many of these as you like for free. This is where you could customize notifications. So if you click on one of these, it'll let you add content, and you can actually even edit the code if you like to make it even more customized. All right. So social sharing, this is where you can upload images or change text, and then you can set it so that when someone buys a ticket, at the end of registration, they'll get a pop-up where they can share it to Facebook, and these images will pop up with your custom text. which they could then change, but this is another way of marketing your event. So if someone decides to share it on Facebook, then you automatically have that custom banner and custom wording there. Okay, let's set up a store item. We have a really powerful store. You can add as many items as you like. I'm going to add a t-shirt for an example, and we'll make it $25. You can add a strike-through price, so if you want to make it look like your item is worth $35, it'll appear next to it with a strike-through. And you can make it available starting a certain date. If you don't want it to be available until closer to the event or something, you could change that. This is your options for product availability. Variants are the different options you would have within your single item. So for example, size. I'm just going to do one variant for this example, and we're going to make it small, medium, and large. So our one variant is size, and then we have 3 options within that. Now once we've created that, we can go back and edit this basic info at any time. Here we have the display options, so if you wanted to upload a picture of your item or write a description, you could do that. Here you can edit the initial quantity, and then you can also set things like the maximum quantity per order. If you don't want someone to be able to order them more than 2 or something, you can set that. Here's variant pricing. So if you want, you can make, say, your large t-shirt worth a little bit more. So you can make that one cost $30 instead, and then we'll set a strike-through price of $40. And you can do that by variant. So if you have multiple variants like size and color, you could have a bunch of different prices depending on what kind of item you're selling. Okay, a lot of nonprofits like to set up donations for their ticket events, and so we've built that on top of our ticket engine. You can start setting up donations here. Again, you have a donations accepted starting field, which is usually the day that you're setting it up. And you can stop accepting donations if you like, or you can keep them open year-round, because your website will stay open year-round. So you'll link a payment account. You can choose whether or not you'd like to allow recurring donations, and if you'd like to allow a stop amount. So that would be if you wanted to let someone say, stop my donation when I've reached $1,000 or something. So after their recurring donation has recurred a few times, it'll stop. Here you include a donation message. So it's probably good to, include some more detail about your nonprofit, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to write, please donate. You can write a message for donations closed if you're planning on doing that up here. If you're not, then there's no need to do that. You can upload your charity's logo if you like. I'm actually not going to do that. You can always come back and add one later. You can also upload just a regular image if you want. It doesn't have to be your logo. Let's save that. So now we can go down to the bottom of the page and see a bunch of advanced options. So this is your display settings. So this is what we just went through. And also it'll let you set things like a donation goal. So we'll do $500. We'll be conservative. And you can do a top donor display if you like. So this is just some preset options for you. So we're going to do 25 because we're only raising $500. This is how you want your top donors to display. This is your call to action. If you want this to appear on the top corner, which I have it on here, if you want it to appear like that, you don't want to check that box because this would hide it. So I'm actually going to uncheck it. This is if you wanted to change the text that offers your donors the ability to absorb the processing fee for you. I'm just going to leave it as is, but if you wanted to write something more specific than what we have, then you could do that. Again, you can choose your image. Okay. So this is personal information requirements again. I recommend doing the same personal information requirements here as you did for your event, just to make it a little more streamlined when people are going through the purchase path. So if you want to collect addresses from your donors so you can send them thank you cards or something, you would also want to set that up when you go through the wizard. You can always go back to the wizard anytime and change things like that. Donation attributions, these are just ways for donors to honor specific people or organizations maybe. So like on behalf of is the one that we automatically put in here. We also have some other ones that you can just click and add and they appear over here. You can also add your own and just type it in. And then we also have use designations. So these are different options for your donors to select from where they get to choose where their money goes in your nonprofit. So say you're maybe an educational nonprofit, you could have education as one thing and then maybe supplies as another or something. And then you could supply even more detail for them. Now these details here do pop up kind of like this. This little black pop-up here, that's how they're going to appear on your event page. So you don't want it to be something super long. And then these use designations, everything goes to the same payment account, so it's going to be on your nonprofit to sort it out at the end. But this is just a nice way for your donors to feel like they know exactly where their donations are going. Over here we have tax deductible information. This is really important to set up if you're doing donations on your website. You'll have to put in your legal business name, your tax ID, and your charity address, and then the amount of your donors' donations that's going to be tax deductible. This is usually 100%. This information is going to appear for your donors in their donor confirmation emails. So it's really important that they get that in case they want to deduct their donations. Checkout add-on. This is just a way to collect a little bit more donations, or maybe just to do smaller donations if you don't want to have a whole donation page set up. So this you could do like $5, $10, and $20, and then these are going to appear on your donors checkout page at the very bottom right before they click pay now. So if they want to just throw in another $5, or maybe if they didn't donate before but they changed their mind, this gives them an opportunity to just throw that in after they've already put in their credit card information. So I think that's really effective for collecting donations on events. And then the last thing for donations is donation levels. These are optional, but I think they're really nice because they look really great on your donation page. So we're going to set up a couple. Let's do bronze, silver, and gold. So these are going to appear on your donation page as options, and they make your donors feel a little special because they have a level. And you can also add more details to them and make a case for why people should donate. And this just gives them a preset thing to click, so they don't have to enter their own thing. They can just click on this donation, and it's really fast and easy. And I'll show you what that looks like on this page. So this is a different event, but this is what it would look like if you had these same levels set up. So as you can see, you would have your description here. These are your donation levels. They could also enter their donation amount here. This is where their on behalf of goes, and then these are their different use designations that they can choose from. So they could even select $50 donation level and then also a use designation. They're not exclusive. All right. So let's view our website for this. This is the golf tournament website. I've already uploaded a banner and everything, and then here's where their social links go. So as you can see, you can choose which of these you want to do, and then click register for the tournament, and it will take you to the donation page first. And if you don't want to donate, it'll take you to the store page, and then if you don't want to buy anything from the store, it'll just take you straight here. If you don't set up store or donations, it will just take you straight to this checkout page. I'm going to show you a couple other examples of how to set up events and maybe different ticket groups. So this is the golf tournament website, but I also set up the fundraising dinner. So this one only has one ticket group and two ticket levels, adult and child. And the adult and child ticket levels have different prices, even though they're in the same ticket group. And so if you clicked these and go to sign up, again, have donations and store enabled. And you can see I have $15 for the adult ticket and $10 for the child ticket. And I'll actually show you quickly the purchase step for this one. So here I have it set up so there's 2 purchase periods. So if you buy a ticket within this purchase period until August 9th, it'll be $15 for adult, $10 for child, and then it gets more expensive the closer you get to the event. All right, as one final example, I'm going to show you an event I actually have on production. This is a movie screenings in the park. And this one has multiple ticket groups, each with 2 ticket levels. But I wanted to show you this because this is an example of a new feature that we just released called Grid. So this is the grid, or this is the list version of your homepage display. So if you go back to your settings here, where it says grid and list, grid is what I have turned on for the golf outing here, and then list is this. So whatever way you want to display your events, it might depend on what kind of event you're having, but I think this is better if you have multiple ticket groups and you want to include maybe a little bit more information about each ticket group or ticket level. All right, so let's just quickly go through a couple of best practices, and then we'll do some questions. So best practices, some of this I've already covered and some of this won't apply to every event, but this is just things that I found help when you start to set up an event, especially if you're new to our system. So you want to create your ticket groups as different parts of your event. So if you have multiple dates, multiple activities, like a spaghetti dinner and a hayride in the same event, you could make a ticket group for each of those 2 things. Your ticket levels are options like times or maybe different pricing setups, like I did the adult and child with the dinner. There's no giveaway feature for GiveSignup. This is something that we have on our RunSignup races, and we've gotten a couple questions about this already. A lot of people want to give away things as part of their event, but you can actually create a giveaway by using the store. Just make a $0 item that is required, or maybe it's required only for certain ticket groups or ticket levels, and then you'll have a giveaway. And you can actually still make people choose what kind. If you use the variants, you can make them choose what color t-shirt they want. So when you turn on your donations, make sure you go through all those advanced options that I showed you at the bottom, including the tax-deductible information. And then the last thing is if you want to use the quick buy option that I showed, which is found, it's actually not in step 3 of the wizard anymore. It's on that settings page in the dashboard. You'll want to only do that if you have a small number of ticket groups and levels, or if all your ticket groups have the same amount of levels. Otherwise, it can start to look overwhelming for your ticket buyers. All right, let's go through some questions.
Okay. So we're going to pull up questions now. Again, if you already, if you have questions, you can feel free to email anytime at info@givesignup.org. So the first question is, how much are processing fees for tickets? The processing fee for tickets is the same pricing as RunSignup pricing. So you can go to givesignup.org/pricing or runsignup.com/pricing and look at the pricing for that. We have the same sort of setup where we make it easier for people who are purchasing multiple tickets in one transaction to buy tickets, because the processing fee is per transaction and not per ticket. And then the fees associated with donations are a flat 4% that includes the platform and the credit card fees. And like you saw during Elizabeth's demo, you have the option to absorb that 4%, pass it on to your supporters, or give your supporters the option to pay that. We also got a question on how much does this cost to set up. This is free to use, so you can get started and set up your ticketed event. Go to givesignup.org and select Create Ticket Event. The same as it is when you go to RunSignup to set up your race. So the only cost is on processing fees, and again, you can pass those on to your supporters, making it completely free for your nonprofit. Our next question is, how do you edit the sign up button to read as register or purchase instead? Elizabeth, could you demo that?
Yes. So to do that, you'll want to go back to your event dashboard and go into your event theme here. Scroll down to custom wording. And then right here where it says sign up call to action, it actually says here, this is the button on your website that links to the registration page. And then you can just enter whatever text you want to use. So for the golf tournament example, I used register for the tournament.
Thanks. Our next question is, can you use a site for events where a ticket purchase is not required? Yeah, you can use it if you want to create a $0 or free event. I think that this is a really nice platform for nonprofits that host a number of free events, because you can set your event up for free and you can still collect donations during sign up. Yes, you can have tickets for a $0 price. We got a question if there's a field for company with personal information requirements. One of our next items in our development pipeline is to add custom questions to the ticket registration flow, as well as for your donors. I don't have a definite date on when we'll be doing that. We should have a better idea in the upcoming weeks, but adding custom questions is definitely one of our development priorities for our ticket platform. Can people donate without registering for an event?
Yes, they can. They can just go to your website. Let's go to the movie screenings website. So as long as you have that donate button turned on here, they can just go here, click on it, and then donate. And then they'll go to continue and get the checkout screen, but they won't have had to buy a ticket.
Can this be used for a closed event? If closed event means for a private event that's exclusive to certain members, yes, you could use this. You can actually set your event up as a private event. Do you want to remind people where they can set that up?
So that's actually in the event wizard right now. So if you scroll down here on step 1 at the bottom, you have these 3 visibility options. So this one's a public event, so anyone could view it, but if you click private here, you would be able to share the link with anyone who you want to be able to view it, but anyone else wouldn't be able to see it, and we're not going to list it anywhere on a public event list.
And then our last question is, can admins be given partial access? Right now, we haven't built out limited access settings like you have in your RunSignup dashboard. However, if you do add somebody to your event, that does not mean that they can have access to your payment account. That's kept separately. In the future, we will be adding tiered access so that you'll be able to designate, different levels of access to your event dashboard. Again, I don't know exactly where that's going to fall on our development pipeline, but it will certainly be in the near-term discussions. So we got one question asking about what domain features does. So domains allow you, instead of having a URL that's runsignup.com or givesignup.org/ticket-event/Elizabeth's golf tournament, you can actually have your own custom domain hosted on a mobile optimized SSL certified website, and we do that support for free. So this is an example of the North Fork try that's using a custom domain. So you don't see RunSignup, but it is a RunSignup page. And again, this is completely free. The nice thing about custom domains for your run that you already have on RunSignup or for any of your ticketed events is it carries your nonprofit's branding or your event's branding over into the event website. You can also see here on the run side, we have these nice cover pages, which do allow you to feature more of your nonprofit and donation messaging. We'll also be adding this over to ticket events in the near future. So thank you so much for all of your questions. If you guys have more questions, feel free to email us at info@givesignup.org. And our team will get back to you shortly. We're really excited about our new ticketing platform. Thanks to Elizabeth for walking us through how to set up your ticketed event. We also have a full support guide if you have other things that you'd like to look up and learn how to do on givesignup.org. If you go to learning, you'll find links to our blog as well as to a full support section with how-to guides on every aspect of setting up your ticket event. And again, you can go to givesignup.org and set up your ticket event. You can leave it in draft. You can create a free event. You can test it however you would like, but clicking create ticket event will take you right into the wizard and you are good to go. Again, thank you so much, and we'll be sending out follow-up material shortly. Have a great day.